doesn't appear in the statute. It seems a little made up, right? The critical machining test. I mean, your other test, I think, has the problem of pulling a tab off the front and saying, okay, now it's a frame or receiver, but it wasn't before you pulled the tape. But the critical machining doesn't really come from the statute. It's just sort of a way of allowing for de minimis exception, right?
Well, I wouldn't say that, Your Honor. And first, we wouldn't, even under our primary test, I think it's, if it's machined, so, you know, if you think of the sculptor, when everything's been sculpted, if something is put on to protect it or something and it just has to be pulled off, I wouldn't call that machining. So I think it's once all the holes have been drilled, all the material has been removed that requires tools to remove. That would be our primary test. But then under the secondary test, so that it would come from the language of frame or receiver. And I think you would say, okay, this is an artifact noun, but then what does that artifact noun mean? We have to still determine at what point something is a frame or receiver. And we think the evidence of meaning of the agency and the others in the industry who are very keenly interested in this question, working it out over a period of years and saying, okay, here is this test that we've come up with, this critical machining test. It's much better attested than readily.
But so would you say that it's like the ordinary usage, now everybody just understands based on longstanding practice that this critical machining test is the point at which frame or receiver?
Correct. And it's not that we're deferring to that, but that's the best evidence we have of what this means.